You've probably wondered why in certain situations you continue to lose control over yourself. Why do others still manage to provoke you, manipulate your consciousness, and drag you into their chaos? The reason is that you give what's happening too much importance, allowing emotions to guide your actions and outsiders to dictate the conditions of your peace of mind. In this world, the winner is the one who maintains ice-cold calm, while others go insane. Think about a simple truth. Calm people are feared, while emotional people are always under someone else's control. When conflict erupts, panic begins, or arguments start, all eyes turn to the one who keeps silent, because stillness is a sign of dominance. As Machiavelli once noted, a wise person does immediately what a fool does in the very end. The fool reacts instantly, while the wise person observes, allowing opponents to reveal their cards, fears, and insecurities, remaining absolutely invulnerable. Composure is not just a character trait, but a form of psychological warfare. Your calmness is a strategy, and silence is a weapon that deprives others of the satisfaction of controlling you. When you refuse to react, you make your opponent doubt themselves and destroy their confidence without uttering a word. The one who screams the loudest is usually trying to hide their emotions, but the one who truly frightens is the one who doesn't flinch, doesn't justify themselves, and doesn't chase anyone. Life rewards not just the kind, but the composed, those who don't fall apart when things don't go according to plan. Many strive to appear confident, but only a few understand that self-control commands far more respect than any external bravado. Confidence can be faked, composure cannot. Today we'll examine how to become cold but not heartless, controlled and unreadable to others, how to gain respect without unnecessary words, and turn silence into your shield. The weak-spirited wait for calm to come to them from outside. The strong create it within themselves, even if the world around them is collapsing. Chaos is not a signal to panic, but a stage built for those who know how to stand firm while others fall. When the crowd screams, speak in a whisper. When people rush, move smoothly and consciously, like water. This is how you separate yourself from the gray mass. After all, anyone can maintain composure when life is serene, but to remain centered in the epicenter of a storm, that's reserved for the chosen few. Machiavelli wrote that one who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command. However, it's impossible to control external circumstances if you cannot first tame yourself. Every situation is a battlefield between your primitive impulses and intellect, and chaos is merely life's way of testing which one is actually at the helm. Most people break down, believing that peace is external silence or temporary escape from problems. The Machiavellian mind realizes that true peace is an internal state, forged in the fire of trials. It's not about escaping the storm, but becoming its motionless center. When others argue, you analyze. When they spend energy trying to be heard, you accumulate power. Your silence becomes a mirror, reflecting their instability. And as soon as you stop reacting to noise, it loses all power over you. You need to learn to feel chaos, but not absorb it. The world will throw conflicts, betrayals, and pain at you, not to destroy you, but to test your resilience. Breathe evenly through this fire, allowing it to pass by without burning you from within. Stop waiting for everything to settle down, and remember, chaos destroys only those who try to fight it. The wise person observes chaos until it devours itself. Silence is not emptiness, but power waiting for the moment to be released. Those who speak loudly are often trying to prove something, but the strong keep silent to preserve their advantage. True strength doesn't need announcements. It moves invisibly, like a shadow, noticing every detail and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Understanding the value of silence, you'll stop wasting energy on empty words. You'll realize that every justification or argument is a voluntary surrender of part of your control. Let's recall another allegory. The lion cannot defend itself from traps, and the fox cannot defend itself from wolves. Therefore, you need to be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to scare off enemies. Silence is the bridge between these two states, teaching you when to hide and when to act. The modern world is overflowing with people desperate to be heard, constantly revealing their plans and fears. They don't understand that strength dies the moment it becomes obvious. Those who cultivate the art of silence know that mystery is power. The less you reveal yourself, the more others are forced to speculate, and your unpredictability becomes the most reliable armor. Human imagination is the source of the deepest fears, because the unknown frightens us far more than any explicit threat. A person who keeps silent forces others to build assumptions, and these endless speculations become a real mental trap for them. While your opponents spend energy trying to decipher your thoughts, you maintain complete control over the situation. This is precisely the art of psychological dominance. By making others reveal their cards while you remain an unread book, you not only control the situation but also train iron discipline. The ability to restrain your first reaction tempers patience, and this is a weapon that breaks all those who are used to acting in haste. The moment you start seeking confirmation of your significance from outside, you voluntarily give away your freedom, putting on a leash disguised as praise. Most don't even realize that their entire life, from the way they dress to their innermost dreams, is built around the opinions of people who essentially don't care. Machiavelli once noted that people are driven by either love or fear, and if the masses choose love for safety, strong individuals prefer fear because it guarantees respect. By adjusting to others' expectations, you become predictable, and predictability is death for power. Every time you edit your truth for someone else's comfort, a part of your individuality dies. True power is born where the need to explain yourself and ask permission to be yourself disappears. Approval is an illusion, and people instinctively respect those who don't need it. When you act with purpose and confidence, others are drawn to you because confidence without looking back at others' opinions is the rarest quality. Human nature is such that we tend to follow what we cannot influence, so the one who doesn't care about the crowd's sympathy becomes the one everyone wants to impress. To master this paradox of power, you need to learn complete detachment. Don't react to flattery, ignore criticism, and remember that respect based on personal boundaries is eternal, unlike temporary popularity. When you stop fearing judgment, you become invulnerable to manipulation. Even if people test your strength by withdrawing support, the wise person knows that rejection is simply a redirection toward greater strength, and independence from others' opinions makes you magnetically attractive. Confidence can be imitated, but an inner core cannot. Anyone can puff out their chest and speak loudly, but under real pressure, the mask of pretense will crack, while composure remains the unshakable authority capable of commanding a room without a single word. Machiavelli taught that it's important to be able to adapt to circumstances, changing tactics as fate demands, and this is the essence of composure. While the world worships external confidence, true power belongs to the one who maintains balance when others fall into extremes. The composed person doesn't seek attention, they already own it, studying the battlefield while others exhaust themselves in useless fuss. True endurance is not given at birth, it's forged in the furnace of discomfort, in situations that test your patience, touch your ego, and provoke emotions. Every time you suppress the impulsive desire to respond blow for blow, you build an impregnable fortress inside your own mind. History proves that the strongest were not those who shouted the loudest, but those who maintained icy discipline under monstrous pressure, understanding that composure frightens the enemy more than any flash of rage. When your voice remains steady and your gaze firm in moments of general panic, you dominate without a single aggressive gesture. And this is how true leaders are born, not through shouting orders, but through transmitting inner peace that others follow instinctively. Any impulsive reaction is a candid confession revealing what has power over you. People without internal discipline become slaves to emotions, pulled by rage or fear because silence seems unbearable to them, while the strong-spirited don't rush to respond, preferring to study, interpret, and see the hidden essence of the situation. Machiavelli noted that a wise strategist will always find a reason to change a decision if reason, not feeling, demands it. The fool gives away their intentions instantly, while the master learns to turn any attack into their advantage. Understanding gives choice, while reaction is slavery, handing control into others' hands. When you react, enemies lead you. But when you understand the essence of what's happening, you lead them. The modern world, with its social networks and endless noise, programs people for instant response, forcing them to justify and defend themselves. But this is exactly how the weak expose their complexes. The strategic approach teaches that a pause after provocation is not avoidance, but dominance. By delaying your reaction, you create tension in which opponents begin to reveal their true intentions out of fear, allowing you to see who among them is emotional and who is dangerous. And understanding them gives you complete control over them. Weak minds are obsessed with proving they're right, while strong minds strive only to know the truth. And it's in this fundamental difference that lies the root of genuine power. Deep understanding requires patience, a virtue available exclusively to disciplined natures. The composed observer can extract more meaning from 1 minute of silence than a reactive person from an entire life spent in noise and fuss. Your influence doubles the moment you stop explaining yourself, because refusing constant justifications is a step toward real authority. People who continuously justify their actions broadcast insecurity, which is always an invitation to external control. The more words you spend on explanation, the weaker your position looks, because often explanation is perceived by others as an apology merely disguised as reasoning. Machiavelli once noted that if you cannot combine love and fear, it's more reliable to instill fear. But this awe is born not from words, but from mystery. When others cannot fully read your motives, they begin to respect you out of caution. But by explaining every step, you become transparent, and transparency kills power. The Machiavellian mindset realizes that hierarchy is built on silence. The less you speak, the weightier your words, and the less you explain, the stronger the influence of your actions. Strong individuals don't waste energy proving their significance, preferring to let results speak with ruthless clarity. Any explanation invites debate, and debate is a trap created to drag you onto emotional territory, where a wise person never steps. They simply state the fact, act, and move on, knowing that their decision doesn't require approval, and their silence after passing judgment frightens those who expected justifications. It's important to realize that people more often seek not truth, but comfort. And when you start justifying yourself, you're trying to calm them, inevitably lowering yourself to their level. But by maintaining silence, you force them to remain in a state of uncertainty, and this anxiety becomes your advantage. A calm person who doesn't burden themselves with explanations seems dangerous because they're impossible to predict. Others start guessing what they know, what they're planning, and what their next move will be. In a world obsessed with seeking approval, silence becomes an act of rebellion. Now you see what makes a personality truly indestructible. It's not physical strength or loud confidence, but total self-control. The one who maintains composure when the world collapses, who remains silent while others scream, and who has stopped justifying themselves or reacting, becomes invincible. Machiavelli said that a given promise was a necessity of the past, and its violation can become a necessity of the present. This means that the strong are guided by reason, not emotions, constantly adapting and evolving. No matter how changeable the world around you, you must become the person who remains cold and untouchable. The storms won't stop, but they'll stop knocking you down. And people will continue testing you, but they'll lose the ability to control you. When your emotions belong only to you and not to the external world, you gain power over yourself, which is the highest and purest form of might. From this moment, stop trying to prove anything. Don't defend yourself, and don't seek recognition. Let your silence command, and your energy speak louder than any words. When others wonder how you manage to maintain calm amid chaos, just smile, because composure is not peace, it's domination over the mind. You're no longer a victim of the storm, you are its epicenter. If these thoughts resonated in your soul, remember that such strength is rare but can be cultivated within yourself. If you're ready to become sharper, colder, and wiser, stay with us to continue this path among like-minded people who refuse to be broken.